All right, our crappy culture. So Samantha Bee came out with a statement that I want to riff on just a little bit. Samantha Bee, you'll remember, was it Ivanka she referred to using the C word, right? And there was all this screaming and yelling that was a terrible thing to say. I mean, that is a word normally that you pay a big price for saying. Nothing happens to her. She loses some sponsors, but she's still on the air. She doesn't lose her show. Roseanna's gone, but Samantha Bee is still going. And she says, she wasn't really prepared for the level of ferocity. She said, it affected me a lot. I've been thinking a lot about it. We had a scheduled vacation around July 4th, and it was a time of reflection. I'm quoting Samantha Bee. I do think that being part of the outrage machine is an inevitability now. That's a reality everyone has to grapple with, not just me. The level of ferocity is something I hadn't quite experienced up to that point, but I assume I'll go through it again. Maybe I'll be better prepared next time. I think we handled it well, but it was a pretty steep learning curve. So Samantha Bee, the left now is not only victims of everybody else and the patriarchy, the left now can be victims of themselves. Samantha Bee is like blaming the world for the fact that she did something wrong. And the thing is, on the left, there's simply no accountability. Glenn Reynolds has a piece in USA Today. Glenn Reynolds, obviously the Instapundit. He says, when the EPA poisoned the Animas River in Colorado, it rejected claims for damages and nobody from the EPA went to jail. A private company under similar circumstances would have faced ruinous losses. So when the IRS's Lois Lerner deliberately targeted conservative groups, something the IRS admitted and apologized for, she retired with her pension and faced no charges. When Chinese hackers stole a vast database of secret military and intelligence personnel observation, a blow some experts called a cyber Pearl Harbor, nobody lost their job or went to jail. Here's Mark Penn writing in The Hill. Former FBI Director James Comey maintained he did not make any decision on the email investigation of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton until after Hillary Clinton's interview, even though his conclusion memo was written, edited, and watered down months in advance of his announcement. Former CIA head John Brennan denied he supplied the Steele dossier on Trump to then Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid in the face of mounting evidence that he did indeed precisely that. Former FBI Director Andrew McCabe has flatly denied that he lied to the FBI about orchestrating a self-serving leak when we know he did. So, the thing is, these guys pay no price. They lie under oath, they say these things. The EPA makes these terrible, terrible decisions, but as long as you are part of the deep state, big leftist machine, you do not get touched, and that includes the media. Meanwhile, John Schnatter, the founder of Papa John's, has to quit because he uses the N-word in a conference call to point out that somebody else was bigoted, to point out that somebody else said something bigoted and he didn't want to be involved with them, and he used the word, and he's still apologizing for using the word. He said, it's a hurtful word. I'm sorry I used it. But still, to use it in that context where you're condemning it should not cost you your job. It is insane. And so all I am simply saying is it's the weight of error on the right is entire. You make a mistake on the right, you lose your job. You're Roseanne, you lose your job. You're John Schnatter, you lose your job. You make a mistake on the left and nothing ever. Hillary Clinton is still walking around free. And when people start chanting, lock her up, they say, isn't that awful? What's awful about it? She broke the law. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with more. And we've got the conversation tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I am Andrew Klavan. This is The Andrew Klavan Show. A new week begins. The Andrew Klavan Show is produced by Robert Sterling. Executive producer, Jeremy Boring. Senior producer, Jonathan Hay. Our supervising producer is Mathis Glover. And our technical producer is Austin Stevens. Edited by Emily Jai. Audio is mixed by Mike Cormina. Hair and makeup is by Jesua Alvera. The Andrew Klavan Show is a Daily Wire Forward Publishing production. Copyright Forward Publishing 2018.